Watch those two are doing. Don't watch them. Yeah, they are doing well. Come on, they are doing well. Like seriously.
Stars, man.
Damn! That is end of round one.
Welcome here on the show, Weekend Sport on Trust TV. Adeni G. Shafe. Always good watching those kids there. Kids are actually fighting in boxing there. Fantastic performance for the two of them. You look at Nigeria, so talented. That's boxers for tomorrow. You just have to appreciate the fact that they are doing the business what they know how to do, being a boxer there. Well, you actually surprised looking at those kids. It's as if professional boxers were really boxing themselves. So people were enjoying that fight. Well, it's a weekend full of activities in the world of football. Matches will be played across the globe. Well, top 5 leagues in Europe, rather 4 of them will be playing. And also is the new opener for the NPFL 2024-2025 season. And Rangers will be hosting El Kanemi. That will be happening. That will be today. Well, a big one coming up in the NPFL as all the teams are battle ready for next week when they'll be playing the remaining matches. But for the opener, it's going to be in Enugu at the Cathedral. What a match between El Kanemi and also Rangers, winner of the NPFL and winner of the Federations Cup. They'll be slugging it out in that first encounter that will be coming up today. Aside that, we'll be looking at matches and a lot of issues here and there. But just some few days ago, the Nigerian Football Federation announced that they've appointed the man called Bruno Labbadia as the coach of Super Eagles, as the 37th coach of Super Eagles. Nigeria was still in that mood of, okay, who is Bruno Labbadia? Alas, yesterday around 9:30 p.m., news broke out that that deal is off because due to issue of taxation and all that, they could not hold in the middle. For the Nigerian Football Federation, they had to come out that they will not be able to pay all the tax congestion that has to do with Bruno Labbadia's deal. After paying him, they won't pay the German tax that will be fixed on his salary. Instead, he should be the one to offset that. But Bruno wouldn't take that, and that deal is off. What a way. What a way to run our football. Why announcing him when you know that you are yet to actually seal up the deal fully? That's the first story we're looking at. NFF and Bruno Labbadia Abort deal. Eguavoin to lead Super Eagles. Super Eagles will be playing against Benin Republic and also Rwanda in the Morocco 2025 qualifiers. And why Nigerians are just looking at, okay, the list released by the Nigerian Football Federation of Super Eagles, they will be ready to see how that particular, the coach will be working with the team. But right now, from the way it is, things are not going well because the man, Bruno Labbadia and NFF rather, they've parted ways because the deal could not be sealed fully. And the question are being asked by Nigerians, why announcing this? Is this a disgrace or kind of, because when you know you are yet to formalize the whole deal, the paperwork, why agreeing to the deal and also making a publication of it to the public? Well, Nigeria, the way we run our things. Now, the man, Bruno Labbadia, and the Nigerian Football Federation right now is a deal that's off because the man wouldn't take it, and also NFF are not ready to pay for the tax that has to do with the deal. Well, we'll be focusing on that. For Super Eagles, they'll be playing against Benin Republic. Benin Republic coach happens to be our former coach, Ganoro. He actually knows the team in and out. We remember what happened when we first met, and now he wants to make sure he's already playing mind games, and Nigerians are favorite, which we know that is a mind game. Aside that, we'll also be facing Rwanda concerning this particular Morocco 2025 qualifiers. As we speak right now, Eguavoin has been given that nod to take over as the coach of the team that would at least play in Uyo at the Godwa Pabio Stadium for that particular match before they travel to play against Rwanda. All right now, well, for Nigerians who may also want to comment concerning this NFF and Bruno Labbadia, we have a phone line there. At least let's even see the reactions of Nigerians. It's really very, very disheartening because a lot of people are reacting. Well, some are even saying, okay, NFF, they've done well by agreeing that deal, but they shouldn't have announced it and all that. It's a big one because we just need to do this right. We saw how many deals that was actually sealed yesterday at the English Premier League. Some of it, they had to sign paperwork. They will wait for the lawyers to get everything settled before finally announcing. And at times, even when they know that the paper are yet, it will be just fringe papers that they know it cannot cause any hiccup to the deal. But right now, for Bruno Labbadia and NFF, although this is not the first time it's happening, it happened in 1974. This is not a modern. This is a modern time where things should be done accordingly, and it's embarrassing to see this particular news coming up. In fact, a lot of Nigerians were wondering who is Bruno Labbadia, and if you check his record, well, even though some say, okay, Westerhall was nobody when he came to Nigeria and he was able to do well, but right now, this is 2024. We should do things rightly, and Nigeria Football Federation, as it is, just have to get their acts together, because things are not just going the way it is supposed to be. 7 days to a match, Nigeria just have to quickly backtrack to Eguavoin. And people are asking the question, is it that they don't know that you could come up with that tax? Was it not agreed? Okay, what about other Germans that we signed before? People like Betty Vogt. What happened that tax was not the issue then? Why is it coming up now? Or is it a new development? Are they just getting to know about it? What about Ganoro? Okay, they say it's an Italian, French, German. Agreed. What about the Guavon now that already, some people say it was already in France, or rather in Europe, to see how you can meet up some rather Belgian assistant before the announcement was made. A lot of issues here and there concerning Nigerian football. Well, because of that, we have to open the phone line for you to at least contribute. Where you are calling us, please stay away from your TV set. Tell us your name, your location, and also let's roll together on this. What do you think about this? This is just not something that is not too smooth for Nigerian football. We have all it takes to be a giant when it comes to this particular sport. We have all the talented players, but administratively, things are always going south. Must we go for a coach that we know that, okay, we move to at least about this or that? A lot of issues that is really affecting Nigerian football sport. We need to get it right. Talking about them, for Nigerian Football Federation, they know what is at stake, because right now they just have to quickly move to Augustine Eguavoin to be the one to take charge of that particular matches, those 2 matches, before they will get another coach. Like the question that have been asked, is it that we don't have any Nigerian? If it is those ones that are in Nigeria that is actually Nigerian based that cannot be employed, what about those abroad who have been able to at least gather the experience, have enough facilities to have enough experience with? What do we do about those people? Does it mean there's no Nigerian that could coach Super Eagles? Yes. From the way it is right now, it's becoming something worrisome, very, very embarrassing for this particular situation right now. Well, we just have to learn how to wait. Maybe they should have finished up the deal before they announce it, so that this will not happen. It's a serious embarrassment on Nigerians concerning this situation. We're talking about Nigerian Football Federation versus Bruno Labbadia, where we have Joseph Peter join us from Kaduna to talk about this, while we actually expect Nigerians to call in. Hopefully, Network will be our friend on the show for us to be able to at least interact together. Joseph, I'm sure you are boiling right now for the fact that this situation turned around to be another, I don't want to call it coup.
It's a mess. It's a mess. Good morning. Thank you for the Nigerian case and our administrative case is just something else. I mean, how can you go ahead and announce a deal that you have not sealed? And how difficult can it be for you to seal a deal you've been on for almost a month now? It's lingering on. It's looking like one Mbappe Real Madrid deal that would be sized up to be that kind of deal that should take attention. But come to think about it, I wasn't okay with the deal right from the onset. I wasn't okay. Why I wasn't okay with the coach, with the choice of coach, was because we had issues with internal issues with players due to lack of respect on the side of the players towards the coach. So when you want to, when you have that kind of situation or that kind of scenario, you want to hire a coach to coach that kind of fringe relationship, squad, you should hire somebody who can stamp his feet on the ground, somebody who has achieved, somebody who everybody knows that, the players would look and say, yes, this is, a figure in the dressing room, right? But you bring up somebody whom nobody knows. I never knew Bruno Labbadia. I went to check his records. Yes, he's coached in Portugal and but that is just to it. I mean, that does not even bring the commanding, respect that we need in the dressing room as it is already. But okay, fine. Everybody is about to settle. People are searching Google and YouTube to know about Bruno Labbadia. And still yet, the basics of things, which is you closing the deal, you didn't get to do it, but you came out and have announced the deal that it has happened. I don't know wherever this is done, but I know that for sure, it's only apart from Nigeria, there's nowhere this kind of thing is done. There's nowhere. I can categorically tell you that apart from Nigeria, you don't find this kind of things happening. But then it is what it is. We have found ourselves in that situation. And what did we do? What did the NFF do? They have gone back to their usual Calvary. That's where they always run to, their safety net. They've gone back to their safety net. And do you know the next thing? What I'm worried about now is that maybe Ogabon gets to get a result from the next 2 matches, and before you know, there's a backdoor agreement and he stays on, and then the marriage ends very badly, as we know usually it does, and then we are back to recycle again. And that's what has been happening. That's the order of the day in this country, and nobody is doing anything about it. And do you know why? Because it is sport. Nobody takes it serious. Even the people that are in charge that should be able to effect change do not take this thing serious. So we are just in an abyss when it comes to sports, or when it comes to the Super Eagles in this country. And only God can save us now, because we are at the brink of losing out from the World Cup. We may not even make it to the Nations Cup from the way things are going, because when something good is going to happen, you get to see it, from the beginning. You get to see preparations, you see, things falling in place. But in this situation, completely, you would agree with me that Nigeria is in disarray, the Super Eagle is in disarray, the leadership is in disarray, and also there is no unity among the players. So who do we look up to? It's a big mess in this country right now. It's a big mess. I'm angry this morning like you are. I'm quite sure even though you're putting up a smile, you're still angry. All right, so but I cannot put up a smile because I'm very, very angry right now. But it is what it is. I'm a Nigerian. I don't have anything to do about it.
Well, Joe, you just have to calm down. Life goes on, but before you know it, the Eagles actually get their acts together. After all, even the Eagles themselves, it seems from the way it is, even the Super Eagles, they don't even understand what is happening, because although it has been announced that Igwe will be the coach that will take them for those 2 games in Kigali and also in Uyo, but it's very, like you said, it's disheartening, it's painful, as the error, I'll call it error, of not sealing that deal first before the announcement. Were they trying to impress Nigerians? I know people were asking questions that, okay, when are they going to appoint a coach? And I recall they always said, okay, very soon, very soon. They should have rushed to the press to make the announcement. Then 3 days later, then everything went down south. So as it is, maybe this is going to teach some people a lesson. They are not to quickly rush to make information. They should have at least sealed the deal, agree with this Bruno Labbadia, sign the deal, everything is set to agree on this tax issue that caused the whole problem. Although some people are saying they don't believe it, some Nigerians are not believing, they are not buying it. They say, no, what about the vote? What happened that tax is not delayed? Was it that they paid the tax then, or he agreed to pay the tax by himself? And then some are saying, Bruno Labbadia, is he selfish, not to want to pay the tax from the money that it will be paid? Why asking for extra, according to what NFF called, it's a concomitant extra tax that is asking for. You look at it, no one is coming out to talk, although NFF came out to talk. Bruno is not talking yet, so we don't know. Is it Bruno that is selfish, or is it NFF that is hiding something, or because they erred by quickly announcing the deal when the man backed out and they felt, okay, they just have to look for something else to hang it on. All of this put together. Well, either way, Nigerians are not happy for the fact that it's a national embarrassment for Nigeria that Bruno Labbadia was just because of tax issue and they couldn't fix it, and this happened. Now, I asked a question before you joined us. Does it mean that there is no Nigerian that could coach Eagles if he's not even based in Nigeria? Those abroad that came for the interview, what happens? Does it mean that Labbadia is the only coach that could pass whatever is the yardstick they place down for the coach to be at least employed? A lot of this, if you put it together, you'll be wondering, when are we going to get it right when it comes to Nigerian sport? seriously, it's a national embarrassment, but something must be done concerning this. Maybe NFF will not announce, they will not rush to announce the next person they will put in. But for now, Eguavoin will be in charge. Now, that's why we are going to look at Morocco 2025. That's the story now. Ekong, Simon, Indidi, 20 others to battle the Republic, Rwanda. Let's digress a bit from Labbadia, since Nigerians are angry not to call in. Let's look at these particular matches that will be coming up. We'll be playing against the Republic in Uyo, and then we'll face Rwanda in Kigali. It's a big one because Eagles, we know that they've been a bit wobbly kind of in the games they've played so far. So, looking at this, Joe, the team list was actually released, although not by the man they signed. There's Bruno Labbadia. It was NFF that released that list, which we know will be a brainchild of the technical director, that is Augustine Eguavoin. He has been a TD of that team. And now, let's look at that list, even though it was released some days ago during the week. But right now, talking about the list from goalkeeper, we have Stanley Nwabali, we have Maduka Okoye, and Anna Amas of Basoge of Bende Insurance. Defenders, William Ekong, who has moved to Al-Khulud, Bright Osayi Samuel, Olisa Datarafika, Bruno Yemichi, Oluwashemilogwa Ajayi, Calvin Bassi, and you have Olaoluwa Aina, Nottingham Forest. They are back to the team. Let's go to the midfield where we have Wilfred Indidi. Wilfred Indidi is there. You have Raphael Onyedika also be in the midst of the midfield of the team. Well, talking about this particular list, you look at the fact that the players that have been called by Nigerian Football Federation so far for this competition. Well, Alhassan Yusuf, Abdullahi, Fisa Odele Bashiru, Frank Oyeka, and Alex Iwobi make up the midfield of the team so far. And the forwards, we have Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osimhen, Kelechi Iheanacho, Victor Boniface, Mrs. Simon, Ademola Lukman, and also not forgetting Taiwo Awoniyi, making up that team there. Well, Joseph, looking at this team that are the least for the matches against Rwanda and also Benin Republic, which NFF released, yes, before even Bruno Labbadia thereabout. So, Eguavoin will work with these players to achieve success in these two games. Looking at the antenna of Eagles so far before these matches, they've not been too standard. What can you say? The preparation, because of all this that has happened, we just hope that Eagles will put their acts together and be able to win those games because they need to win those matches.
You know, you would excuse me for not going straight to answer your question because I still want to talk about something that you mentioned earlier about how Nigerians do not actually, believe the story that is being brought up. I stand with Nigerians. I believe it's a big cover-up. You know why? Let me give you one good fact. A couple of weeks ago, the NFF came out and said they do not want to hire a coach now because they are waiting for the right time for a sponsor of some sort so that they will be able to pay the coach. Now, you took your time only for you to come and announce a deal. Does that add up? It doesn't add up because if you ask me, I would say that if I demand for time for me to finish up a deal, then it's most likely that I'll finish up that deal before announcing it. So I'm quite sure that there's something that we do not know as Nigerians, but I can.
Okay. Well, Joseph is really angry there. Well, from the way it is right now, I'm sure he was trying to talk about what I mentioned concerning. Okay, you're back. Go on.
You would get to say it so.
Okay.
It's happening somewhere and sometime in the future. I don't know. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go on.
Yeah. So Labbadia's camp will speak up eventually, and we'll get to know the truth about what squad.
Okay. Well,
blame the performance because of the. Who is?
Well, right now, Joseph is having issues technically there. Well, we'll just come back to him by the time he's settled. We're talking about Labbadia. Maybe let's see if Nigerians will call in. And let's have the phone line there. That story, Bruno, NFF versus Bruno, NFF versus Bruno issued a botted deal. Let's have it so that people can actually call in and see their reactions concerning this situation that we're talking about there. When NFF and Bruno Labbadia. They have issues because for the fact that NFF came out yesterday to say that he was actually demanding for his tax to be paid to the German authorities, and they said no, they won't pay such amount of money, and that's what we're looking at on the show. Well, as it is right now, the NFF versus Bruno Labbadia aborted deal, where you can easily call in if you want to call in. So let's have your view concerning that. When you're calling in, please stay away from your TV set and also make your point concerning this. Well, a big one there, even though that Nigerians are waiting to hear the outcome of the whole thing. They mentioned that Iguavoin will be taking over as the interim coach of the Super Eagles. And we just saw that everything goes well with Super Eagles there. Well, right now, if you can't do the phone line, we'll continue with the show. And right now, for the Super Eagles, they'll be playing against Rwanda, and also they'll be playing against Benin Republic. That'll be coming up. That will be next weekend, where matches will be coming up in Uyo and also in Kigali. For those matches, we expect Super Eagles to actually do well in those games, and we want them to at least clear behind whatever is happening at the NFF, and also concerning their coach. After all, most of them have been working with Iguavoin before, and they'll just continue with that trend, and hopefully we see what's going to happen. We have a caller there. Good to have you on the show. Hello, are you there? Hello, good to have you on show, Weekend Sports. Okay, seems we can't hear him. Okay, but while we're still waiting for others to call in, we're talking about NFF having issues with Bruno Labbadia, the man that was announced as the coach of Eagles. Is no longer the coach now, because as of yesterday by 9:30 or 9:25 p.m. news came out from the Nigerian Football Federation that deal has been aborted. It's not going to stand because of the man asking for tax. Well, we have a caller there. Good to have you on the show, Weekend Sport. Hello, are you there? Okay, so maybe network is actually affecting the calls. Well, as we're saying concerning this is really an embarrassing moment, because Nigerians were not too happy with what is happening. Hello, are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good to have you on the show, Weekend Sport. Your name, please?
Okay, my name is Ibrahim Saleh. I'm calling from Bauchi.
Okay, how is Bauchi?
Bauchi is fine, sir.
Okay, good to have you, Ibrahim. So let's talk about this quickly. NFF, Bruno Labbadia, the deal has been aborted, and it came like a surprise to so many Nigerians.
Yeah, of course, it came as a surprise to us. We just got the news just 48 hours. That's 2 days. 2 days back of his appointment. But having went through his curriculum vitae, his CV, so I was not happy with his appointment since then, because he just worked throughout his coaching career in Germany. So, and he don't have the technical know-how of coaching in Africa. So I don't think, and moreover, he don't record any success major success in his coaching career. So that's why football fans here were not happy. So on a final note, I want the NFF to go through coaches with know-how of African football. We have the likes of Harvey Renard, who led Zambia to AFCON glory in 2012 and Cote d'Ivoire in 2015. So we have the like of Cancillo, who led Cameroon to the World Cup and 2021 Nations Cup. So I wish NFF can go through their CVs and appoint a coach that will remove us from where we are today. Because if care is not taken, I don't think Nigeria, the Super Eagles, will even qualify to the Nations Cup or the FIFA World Cup. So please, the NFF should do the needful, please.
Okay, thank you so much, Ibrahim from Bauchi. We appreciate your time with us. So, okay, seriously, Ibrahim from Bauchi just made his own point there. NFF should check the CVs of these guys they want to appoint and also have an interaction with them. maybe if they have talked deeper than this with Bruno Labbadia, they will have known that he will be asking for tax to be augmented by the Nigerian Football Federation. And now this has happened. It's an eye-opener for them, but it's just embarrassing a bit for the fact that this happened to Nigeria. Hello, are you there?
Hello.
Hello, good to have you on the show, Weekend Sport.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Johnny Muda.
Okay. From where?
I'm speaking from Jos.
Okay, how is Jos this morning?
Jos is okay. Thank you very much. How's your night?
Fine. Thank you.
Okay. Now what's happening is that every time we have issue with coaching career department. So what is happening with the NFF? So every time. So last time we could have leave Rob, the former technical advisor. We could have leave him alone. So we develop. So every time we are having technical department issues, it's very bad. So it will affect our football in future.
Okay. Tijani, I can feel your pain right now. Thank you so much for calling in on the show.
It's affecting our international football.
Okay. Thank you so much. Tijani from Jos is really angry right now. Thank you.
Have the conversation. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Well, Nigerians are not happy with the whole situation. It's as if we don't even take sport seriously. Just do things the way we feel. But really, Nigerians are reacting. You can see, join us on the show to make your point concerning this particular aborted deal between Nigerian Football Federation and Bruno Labbadia. Well, this is actually making the man very popular because a lot of people don't even know who is Bruno. Hello, are you there?
Hello?
Hello, good to have you on the show.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go on.
Okay, my name is Tokumbo Marquis.
Tokumbo, right?
Bauchi. Yeah.
Okay, Tokumbo. How is Bauchi?
Fine.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. Actually, Mr. Nidi, you shouldn't be surprised. In Nigeria, nobody is prone for any issue, especially in the civil service or even in the political scene. You can understand that the Minister of Sports at the Olympics, he came out and said, heads will roll. Has any head been rolled? So people don't get punished. And that is why people misbehave and put the country to shame. How can you invite somebody, how can you employ somebody without having details of that person to present to the nation? So they have no regard for duty. Unfortunately, I don't know what we can do right now. If we have to stay with our local coaches, let us stay with our local coaches. Everything is not based on loyalty. It's just based on their personal interest. That is just what it is. There must be disagreements where something happened but by now, before they announce that announcement, someone must have agreed. They must have agreed on something. So maybe something happened. But whatever it is high time for us to get things straight in this country. It is high time to be disciplined in this country. It's time for us to get punished for whatever wrong we have done. The insurgency is there, security is there. Nobody has been, no head has gone off it. No punishment, no discipline, nothing. So it's really disturbing.
Thank you so much for Mr. Tokumbo from Bauchi there. We appreciate your time with us. Well, from what he's saying, really, he says that it's high time people should be taking, at least get punished for whatever they do. At least if things are done right, all this will be happening. If they at least conduct themselves well by meeting with this man, agreed first before making an announcement, instead of embarrassing Nigerians this way. It has gone viral worldwide, and it's really very embarrassing because this has made Bruno Labbadia a popular person. And a lot of countries will be wondering who is Bruno Labbadia, even though he was a footballer before he turned coach. But right now, Nigeria, they've made him popular because of this situation. NFF needs to get their acts together. This is just still huge. Well, let's take at least 2 more calls before we go to other segments of the show. Well, hello, are you there?
Hello.
Yes, good to have you on the show, Weekend Sport.
Yes, good morning. How are you today?
I'm very fine.
Yes, my name is Do Good. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay, how is PH?
Yes, fine. I'm fine.
Okay, let's have your view concerning this situation.
Yes, concerning this Bruno Labbadia, that case, something will come out of it soon. We're going to hear the secret that go on between them all. Because without all these foreign coaches then, I should advise NFF to take Nigeria coach to be with ego for some time. They will improve and win games. But for NFF, after this Bruno case, whatever comes out equally, any person involved should be shown out because they are using that as their own personal property. Don't do it for Nigerians at all. So whatever for this Bruno case, when the investigator come out, sports commissioners should find out and get rid of all these bad eggs in that association because they are killing Nigeria. They don't do us good at all. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you so much from Port Harcourt. They are dealing with Nigerians, and it's very painful how they take us for granted. And something must just be done. Like the man that come from Bauchi also said, when the minister said head will roll, really let the head roll. Let people know that if you commit some act like this, you need to be dealt with. The people that negotiated with Bruno Labbadia, okay, NFF. Who are the people in NFF that quickly rushed to the press to make that public before even agreeing a deal? And they are there. At least we see how football is being run worldwide now. We shouldn't be backward in how we run our things. We should be going forward and running after those who actually have done it right. Well, let's take at least people are still calling in. Joseph, the way you are angry, Nigerians are also angry. They are calling in from Bauchi, Jos, Port Harcourt, making their own point concerning this situation. It's seriously very embarrassing. I can imagine how even the players themselves will feel now. They will just shrug and be like, no be NFF. Seriously, even if they cannot say it out because of the fact that they've been given the call-up, but deep down their heart, they will always shrug like, that's how we roll. Seriously, Joseph, before we get more calls, let's still look at this particular situation. Like you said, like I said, Nigerians are not buying this. A lot of people believe that since NFF came out, that they were looking for sponsors of the sponsor that will actually be paying the salary of the coach. Did they announce the sponsor? No. Who is it that they've agreed quietly, or maybe they don't want to make it public with a sponsor that will pay his salary? And then, why did they make it public? Why did they rush when they are yet to seal this with the man before this embarrassment came up? Because if they have sealed this, they will have agreed that, okay, pay 50, we pay 50, or you're going to be the ones who pay, or when we pay you, you pay your tax, or don't worry, you're going to pay. And this whole thing happened. I was reading the NFF president's comment, and I was like, this is just not the right, because see, seriously, they need to remember that a lot of Nigerians, they don't even care about whatever is happening. Football, sport, unite us all is a very powerful tool that federal government, state government, local government, they are yet to see how powerful sport can really be. They are yet to see. They are yet to see that they can use sport to quash so many issues happening in Nigeria. People are not seeing it that way. They are still seeing sport as just, okay, let's just run it. Whatever we bring out, they will accept it. I hope it will come to that level that Nigerians begin to protest when it comes to sport issues in Nigeria. Joseph, you have the floor. Let's have you.
You know, everything doesn't just add up, right, from the issue of sponsorship. Because when I heard that issue of sponsorship, I was like, okay, the previous coaches in Nigeria, were they sponsored by other, private individuals or organizations? Because I've never heard that. It just didn't make sense to me, because I know that money comes from the glass house and is being paid to those coaches. And we have already the issue of, a backdoor agreement, how people are actually making allegations that the NFF are not really disclosing the real salaries of those people they hire. That is on the ground. We've not even solved that. That's an issue already. Then you come up and say you are trying to get a sponsor, or there is a sponsor that is going to pay for the coach that you are about to hire. That's why you don't want to hire that coach until the coach is about to be engaged. Then the sponsor can take it off from there. Nobody said anything. Time passed, only for them to come out and say, okay, we have a coach, we've signed a coach, his name is Bruno Labbadia. And hell went loose. When they come out announcing that, okay, that there's a percentage that they cannot pay that percentage, that tax percentage. I've never heard where, I'm sure the Labbadia camp, they are not stupid. They won't come and demand for a package without the tax in it. I have never heard about a situation where they say, okay, I'm paying you, go and pay your tax. I know that tax is always being deducted. So if tax is being deducted, then definitely the Labbadia camp knew that, okay, no matter the amount of money they are going to get, 40% is going to the German government. So therefore, they would, present their details, their clauses. They will present it right? But NFF now coming out to look down on us Nigerians and believe that we are so illiterate that we do not know what we are doing, and therefore that they are telling us that their candidate is trying to, charge them the tax amount from the German government. I mean, who does that? Only in the NFF. Only the NFF you hear stuff like this. And you said it right. People don't take sport serious in Nigeria. I've said it before on this show that sport in its entirety in Nigeria is considered by the rich and those in position as something that the children of those parents who do not train their children well, that's where their children go to. That's how they see sport. Take it or leave it. I'm talking about grassroots mentality now, that as a child, when you put your energy to do sport, the whole of the community and even important people consider you to be that bad child. That is the place where we are. And until that mentality changes, then nobody will take sports serious in Nigeria, no matter the potentials that you have mentioned. All the potential that you have mentioned, they can be used to cause change. A lot of menaces in the society can be taken care of with sport. A lot of opportunities can be created for the youth through sport. Nobody is saying that. You are the only ones thinking about that. If you see a politician engaging in sport in this country, is prior to election. He's trying to gain popularity. They would arrange all these grassroots competitions. That's what they do. Is the truth. That's what they do. So, they don't value it. They don't see it as a means of, growth. And as long as they don't, and they are the ones in power, then we are crippled. We that actually want, good for sports and for football in this country. So it's just so annoying that we are in disarray like this. And we don't actually have any hope of qualifying for the Nations Cup. You would agree with me that we have the material, the personnel, the footballers, we have them, right? But, in football, it's all about team. It's a team sport. Victory comes through, togetherness. When the team is united, that's why they call it teamwork, right? Now, we do not even have that. The reason why I say we do not have that is that I'm very sure among the players, there is division. As per who is on the side of Osimhen and the previous coach. All that coming together. And you think if the players are not talking, they are actually talking. They are whispering among themselves, see, this is our country, see what they are doing. They give us shame. Nothing. There's nothing that they will not see. Now you expect somebody who has that kind of mentality, who has that kind of mindset to come and represent you and actually play out his all. I do not think about that. I've played football and I know that is not even possible.
For Super Eagles, we just hope that they'll put this behind them and get their acts up and do well over there by the time they come together. From Monday, the camp will be opening for them to at least train before they play their game on 7th of September, where they face Benin Republic in Uyo, and before they jet out to Kigali to play against Rwanda. Well, we've been talking concerning Bruno Labbadia and Nigerian Football Federation. It's a total embarrassment concerning a deal that was signed, that was agreed or announced. Now, let me not say agreed, that was announced 3 days later, aborted. This is a big one in this 2024. Well, for Super Eagles, well, let them just do us proud. For NFF, this is at least eye-opener for them to always get this done well before making an announcement? Well, because Nigerians have actually reacted and our time is really going. Let's just know that for today, NPFL 2024-2025 will be coming up between Rangers International and El Kanemi. Well, let's just touch on that. NPFL Enugu Rangers versus El Kanemi, the match day one opener will be happening at Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium. Joseph, we want to look at this game. Rangers should not direct El Kanemi, while El Kanemi too need to be very wary of Enugu Rangers. Both of them equal right they have, although Kings in their own right, winner of the NPFL and winner of the Federations Cup, so they have all the bragging rights of this world to meet themselves. But today is a day where NPFL will be starting and the remaining match will be from next weekend. What's your take on this game?
Cup or Super Cup or sort of Super Cup, because this is the champions of the league and the champions of the FA Cup. That's what they call it. Then I can't remember the new title now. So basically, it's going to be a very, very tough one, and it's going to be difficult for Rangers because El Kanemi Warriors have come of age. Now they are in the NPFL. They are going for the CAF competition, so they see themselves actually as good as Rangers even. But it's going to be at the Cathedral, so it's not going to be easy also for El Kanemi. But I think that after the day after the game, we will be celebrating Rangers as the winners of this particular match, because I'm sure they will be able to pull it off against the El Kanemi Warriors.
For El Kanemi Warriors and Enugu Rangers, match day one starting today. A big one coming up. At least NPFL is back, and we'll continue to give you more detail concerning the games as they unfold. Also, quickly, we run through matches that will be coming up in the Premier League. For the Premier League, let's look at those fixtures quickly as we talk about Premier League. There, Arsenal, Brighton. We know that Manchester United will be taking on Liverpool. What a big match coming up for the two arch rivals. Chelsea, Crystal Palace. A lot of swapping there. Chelsea, Jadon Sancho joining them. And you look at Arsenal, Raheem Sterling from Chelsea coming to Arsenal. What a way he has played in Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal. And right now, let's see what we're offering them. Everton, Bournemouth, Ipswich Town, Fulham, Leicester City, Aston Villa. Those are the matches for this weekend. Before we come back to Man United, Liverpool, let's quickly look at matches in the Spanish La Liga. And also, let's talk about La Liga there. Barcelona will be playing against Real Valladolid. Atletico Madrid away to Athletic Club. You see Valencia against Villarreal, a team that have been surprising everyone. Girona, they will be at least playing against Sevilla. And not forget the fact that Deportivo Alaves will play against Las Palmas. Real Madrid against Real Betis. They need to get their acts together. A bit wobbling so far in the season, but that's football. They will get their acts there. Well, Borussia Dortmund, let's look at the games coming up in German Bundesliga, where matches will also be up there as teams will be playing. Well, Dortmund against Werder Bremen, Leverkusen against RB Leipzig, Borussia Mönchengladbach against Bochum, and you have Bayern Munich against Freiburg, and all the matches are coming up for this weekend. Augsburg, Heidenheim. Well, they have our own Franco Yenka from Brentford. He's moved to Augsburg. Those are the deals that actually happened yesterday. Well, Stuttgart against Mainz 05. Straight down to Italian Serie A. Matches will also be up for this weekend. Bologna, Empoli, Monza, Fiorentina, Napoli. Well, for Osimhen, that's a big one there. That deal to Chelsea didn't happen, and now they'll be facing Parma, and Lukaku is with them. So for Osimhen, he just needs to wait and see what will be happening concerning his contract, even though he's extended it. But right now, it's not in the book of Antonio Conte. Udinese, Como, Roma, Juventus. Big match also in Italia Serie A between Juventus and AS Roma, while Milan play away to Lazio. They have our own Super Eagles player, Dele Bashiru, in the kitty of Lazio there. Those are the matches for this weekend. And before we go, Joseph, matches coming up between Manchester United, another match coming up between the two, between United and Liverpool. Big one there. The rivalry is not from where? It's not from here, as we say in Nigerian parlance. But seriously, are you happy Arsenal getting Raheem Sterling? Before we quickly talk about Man United, Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm happy because at least we would have a cover now for the left-sided midfield, the right-sided wing of Bukayo Saka, who has been very, very good in that position, and a lot has been demanded from him for like 3-4 seasons now. He has been constantly the one taking that position and actually doing exploits with it. So it will be good that off the back of Euros he gets somebody who gets to give him a rest, and somebody like Sterling, who has played Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, and is quite experienced and is quite tricky as Bukayo Saka also is a very, very good cover for me for that position. And not just the cover that he brings, the fact that we are not getting him on any amount is a loan and is not without even an obligation to buy. So it's just after the season he gets to go back to Chelsea, we'll just pay half of his salary. So it's a games coming up. The games are not as they used to be before because of the new UEFA kind of Champions League. So it's a very, very good one coming from Arsenal, and I wish Sterling the best. I'm sure it's going to be a lot easier for him because he's coming into a structured team, not a team that is filled with different kinds of problems, up and down. I'm sure to settle down will not be an issue for him because he has been in England all his footballing life. So it's going to be a great one for him, and it's an opportunity for him to reignite his career. I'm quite sure that he will take it up, seeing the relationship he has already built with Arteta. That played a major role in this transfer move happening. So it's a welcome development from Arsenal, and I'm sure we're going to enjoy him. And speaking about Liverpool and Manchester United against Liverpool, it's the biggest derby in English football. And even though Man U are not where they used to be, Liverpool also are not exactly where they used to be because they just transitioned a coach and their team is not as good as it used to be 2-3 years ago. But Man U being at home, I expect them to kind of get a draw or at least the maximum 3 points. I don't know why I have that thought. I don't know why I actually believe in them. But maybe it's due to the fact that when it comes to games like this, they somehow tend to get their act together and actually pull a result for themselves, because they did that last year. They did that against Man City even. So I expect them to kind of try their best to get the best result they could get. And I'm very, very positive that even a draw is good for Man United, considering the kind of troubles they've been having of late. And they have new players now. Manuel Ugarte is in, even though he's not starting. But so it's a good one from Man U.
We appreciate your time with us. Our time is up. We just have to go. You've used your time to run Arsenal because it's your club, right? Anyway, we have to go. We appreciate your time with us on the show Weekend Sport. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Okay, and for those who call in, when we're talking about NFF and Bruno Labbadia, we appreciate all of you from Port Harcourt, Jos, Bauchi. Thank you so much. And we have to go now. Hopefully, we get it right when it comes to sport administration in Nigeria. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Have a splendid weekend. And thanks.